Entrepreneurs are probably wondering, if they have some health goals for 2025, but they're so busy working on their business. Is this just an easier way to lose weight and get healthy, or is it safe, Ozempic?
So, well, in 2025, I was trying to fit into my bikini, and actually, he gave me some of the Ozempic, and it sounds great at first, but I'll be honest with you, man, I was taking it, felt absolutely the worst I've ever felt.
We all want to look like a bikini model like Vanessa. that's that's my goal for 2025. I don't think it's very realistic, but that's my goal.
My MDMA, man, was really good back in college. I'm not gonna lie, and I never was upset or had bad time.
Please,
Great concerts.
I think we need a disclaimer on
Yeah,
this podcast
nothing
episode,
wrong with
guys. I am big actually into intermittent fasting.
Starve yourself too much, then you're defeating the purpose basically.
Right, nutrition and fitness. What do you do to stay in shape and stay healthy? And
And one of the things we're trying to do is, help some entrepreneurs out there stay connected, stay motivated. I think it's a great time to be talking about how entrepreneurs are going to stay focused in 2025. We're always talking about the new resolutions people are going to try to do within fitness, within diet, and obviously the gym memberships are going to go crazy starting the new year. I've already was in there yesterday and couldn't hardly get on a piece of equipment, but I think today we're going to talk about starting of the new year. How do you stay engaged? How do entrepreneurs fit into their busy schedule on eating habits? I'm going to talk a little bit about how I do it and exercise habits and stuff like that. And I think the number one question would be, how are some of the entrepreneurs? How do they find time? You being ex fitness model and being into nutrition heavily and being a workout fanatic like me, how do you think some of these entrepreneurs fit that in, and what's some best things to do to help fit this in and help get the mindset set up? And how do you go about doing this on a daily thing to make sure that you're doing that and working into your career also?
Well, the one thing with fitness is, I mean, especially with entrepreneurs, you're already self-motivated. So you already have that down. And you have to be self-motivated in order to get up and want to make yourself better already. So they already have that aspect with them, with, most entrepreneurs. One, it's a self-respect thing. People already know that you respect yourself, so they're going to respect you more in business. But I would say it's one of the things that have made it easier for me is packing a gym bag and going like after my appointment or fitting it in for like, lunch. You don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours. You be in there for 45 minutes, an hour, get it in, get it done. Because if you drive home after a long day and you think you're going to change and go to the gym, you're probably
Yeah, I know
not.
that's me. I mean, once I get out of my car and get into the house, I'm done. But one of the biggest things too is everybody's talking about. I know one of my mentors and one of my people that helped me in my training was talking about the new diets that are coming on to. Everybody wants to start this new thing, and a
hmm
lot of the diets I'm hearing about is carnivore right now and the paleo diet, and
Yep.
then also people are doing the where you don't intermittent fasting, where
Yeah.
they don't eat for like 3 or 4 days at
Mhm.
a time.
They're all fads. I mean, all this has been around for thousands of years. It's kind of just what works for your body. I am big actually into intermittent fasting because if you know anything about intermittent fasting, I mean, it just helps with cell rejuvenation, youth. Um, Not only that, but I don't believe your body should be eating. It takes about 6 hours for your body to fully digest one meal. So, I don't think someone should be eating small meals all day long. It's not good.
True. Anybody that's watching this knows that, my age, this is what happens to intermittent fasting. You start looking really good like this once you do it. But what I will tell you, and I learned this from intermittent fasting, is I did my first one last year.
hmm
Yeah, last year, I guess, 2024. And the first 2 days was easy to get through. Third day, you wanted to kill kill somebody around you, but nobody told me that you haven't eaten solid foods for 4 days straight. So I remember when myself and Joanne went to go to meet some clients, and we had a dinner, and I literally hadn't eaten for 4 days. I literally sat down at the steak place and was salivating, waiting until the steak got to the table.
I've never
And
done a 4-day
and
fast,
my
but
God, when it got there, I devoured it. And like I forgot that my body had not had a
okay.
solid food for 4 days.
Yeah.
So I can tell you the ride home was
Was not good.
pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Hmm.
It was like four stops all the
Yeah.
way to get home that night.
Yeah,
But
I can imagine.
lost a lot of weight and kept it off, so it was good.
That's good.
But you know, I guess some of the biggest things is how do you go about as an entrepreneur? I know me, I pack. The only way I can stay on is packing my lunch and
Hmm.
leaving it in the car and leaving it in the coolers and stuff. I mean, that's the only way I've ever found to work.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely hack. I think we've come up so much with a society that you can definitely find a lot of places that have healthy options. But then again, there's a lot of people that probably don't have the knowledge and the background of knowing how to even pick out healthy foods, what's healthy, what's not, when something like that, it's kind of like common sense for us. So that is an easy way to kind of start is packing some meals until you're able to educate yourself a little bit more on, what's healthy, what's not healthy.
hmm And then, what is the best ways that you can build muscle mass, or if you're trying to lose weight, what's some good things that you can put into play?
Surround everything around protein. You should always be
Hmm
having lean protein. It's not fatty protein. It's not this, keto diet where they're like, oh, get the fattiest meals. I know that works great for someone, but you just really want to stick around lean, healthy protein. It's going to fill you first. It's going to help build your muscle, and you're not going to be overdoing it on the
hmm
carbohydrates and the fats.
And as far as water, I know I try to drink probably a gallon a day. That's probably the hardest thing for me is
It was always
drinking
hard
the
for me.
water. But
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing is staying hydrated and staying, top of mind is water because you're always on the go. So
Hmm.
the food was always easy. The water was just tough for me. But, you know, I think the biggest thing too is what I'm trying to learn is how to incorporate fruits and vegetables into these diets. And I just learned about a new thing called some kind of pill that you can take that has vegetables on the outside of it that break down in the stomach and it gets to your system better. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's seed.
See,
So
okay.
called seed or something.
I have not tried that. I mean, obviously, eating them is like the best way to, incorporate your veggies. I'm not the best at it. Um, but yes, I mean, definitely you should be eating, your greens. Sometimes I do like juices with them. It's easier because I only like fresh vegetables, and that can be really hard to keep fresh when you're, prepping your food and having it, for a couple days. So typically, I will do juices.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is with fitness and staying in shape and then entrepreneurship. I think the biggest thing that I have a problem with is sleep. And funny story is, obviously we'll talk about this at a later day, but I've just had some things, that I've been working through with my physician, and he gave me one of these sleep tests. It's called
Mm,
SNAP sleep test, guys. And if you've ever taken one of these, I swear to God, don't take it because I think you will have a problem with the sleep because they hook it to your finger, they hook it to your chest, they hook it to your head, they hook this thing to your nose, and literally they want you to sleep and let this thing record. And I literally woke up in the middle of the
thank
night, boxed it up, sent it back to my doctor, and sent him a text message. And I was like, "There's no damn way I'm taking this, man, because you're gonna think I have a problem."
you. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like giving me drugs and taking the drug test and being like, "Oh, you have a drug problem."
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. And he started laughing. Texted me the other day, and he was just laughing about it. And he was like, well, we'll go another route. So sleeping, I think, is one of the hardest things. I know it's hard for me to cut my mind off, but is there things you could do to, as an entrepreneur, that you do to help get better sleep or get more sleep? I get 2 hours a night, if most three
Yeah,
hours.
I'm so bad with sleep. But I know I mean, that is so important. It helps with our immune system. It just helps heal the body. It's really important to sleep. But I would say one of the things that have helped me is sound frequencies. A lot of people don't realize that our bodies are made up of sound. And it's not about just, like playing it in the background, whether it's white noise or whatnot. You literally have to actually put headphones on and you have to concentrate on the sound because it's hard for people like us to shut off our mind. So if we can just stay focused on the sound and the frequencies actually will help heal your body. So if you know about, chakras and things like that, it will help just if chakras all like turn a certain way. So it helps just basically align the body better.
Yeah. Or if you're watching, guys, you can get a cat called Kiki, and she lays right beside you in bed, and it's a all night. So it's even better. It's like you're living in the freaking jungle. But I think that's the biggest thing, and I'm still working on this. And I think every entrepreneur I've ever talked to has always had sleeping issues, and I think it's just because we don't know how to cut our mind off. It's
Yep.
always a thing that I know me and my business partner always are always up and texting, and we've tried to put a null to that at like 8 o'clock. I mean, that's one of the things I put on my New Year's resolution is try to cut my phone off at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
No more texting, no more phone calls, and it just hopefully it's going to help, but we'll see. But you know, I think I have a couple more things here. Is how do you manage the cravings throughout the day? And myself, I literally, have cut out most of my sugar, which was hard to do at first. I cut out most of my cravings, but I tell you, man, I think my cravings went from day to night. Now I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm craving shit instead of during the day. So,
It's cravings come in so many different forms. You can dive really deep into cravings because they can start on a hormonal level, and there's people that just can't control it because there's an imbalance within their body. But if you're, a healthy person, you don't have any of that. Yeah, it takes 21 days to create a habit. You're also going to have to go through a detox as far as, how much sugar are you really giving your body? If anything, you should just have like all natural sugars, which is just like fruits, things that, because there's going to be chemicals and all this processed stuff that it's not that you're really addicted to sugar, you're addicted to the chemicals that they're putting in these food. So that's where you're going to start is basically putting your body through a detox, and you'll notice like once you get there, everything kind of flows because I also a firm believer in not telling your body no, because if your body needs something but you're eating all the right foods, you should listen to your body. And so I'm not somebody that's tell your body no, like
mhm. Yeah.
just whole foods.
Awesome. Well, I think this is a good day. I mean, one of the things we're trying to do is, help some entrepreneurs out there stay connected, stay motivated. There's always a big thing in between, health and staying motivated. Myself, obviously, I think it just helps me in a sense of just staying in tuned and making myself feel good throughout the day. And obviously, sleep is the biggest thing, recovery.
Absolutely.
One thing I haven't got my hands on yet, but I'm working on it as we speak. So,
We all want to look like a bikini model like Vanessa. that's that's my goal for 2025. I don't think it's very realistic, but that's my goal. And I was thinking, it's all over the news, and I know you've dabbled in this, and I think a lot of people are curious about this. But what about this magic pill or injection? What about Ozempic or GLP or whatever they're calling it now? Tell us about that.
Well, in 2025, I was trying to fit into my bikini, but no, I mean, so I actually have had some some dabbles in this, and actually, I was with one of my physician's friends, mentors, and he gave me some of the Ozempic,
Yeah.
and it sounds great at first, but I'll be honest with you, man, I was taking it, felt absolutely the worst I've ever felt, and the heartburn was like literally outrageous with it. And actually, I was just talking to my physician yesterday, and I was asking him about it because I was like, man, can I take this at night again? And he's like, what it does is slows down your gastric, your enzymes and stuff from working, and it slows it down from doing it. But yeah, it was a hell of a process for me, man. But I don't want it anymore.
Entrepreneurs are probably wondering, if they have some health goals for 2025, but they're so busy working on their business, is this just an easier way to lose weight and get healthy? Or is it safe, Ozempic?
So it's funny you asked that because we were just talking about that yesterday, and he said that, and you can't quote me on this, but he was like, give it 5 years from now, and there's going to be so much stuff that's going to come out that this has caused
Yeah.
health issues
Yeah.
that it could be a problem. But, I think it's doing good for a lot of people out there too. So,
Yeah.
you know, who's to say, it's good, bad, what's good, what's bad for hell? We don't know what's good, bad for
No,
us any more
and
days,
we're not
right?
doctors, guys. We don't know. We're
Right.
just here to discuss like what's
Hey
happening
guys,
right now.
MDMA man was really good back in college. I'm not gonna lie, and I never was upset or had bad time.
Please,
Great concerts.
I think we need a disclaimer on
Uh,
this podcast
Nothing
episode,
wrong with a
guys.
little chocolate mushrooms every now and then, guys.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there, James, before this goes any deeper, guys. We're getting onto a hot topic right now, but no, great. Thanks, James. And yeah, I just wanted to also mention, fitness in the context of I have a position which is for a nonprofit, and I help. Patients who are going through stage 3 and stage 4 cancer. And it's something that I've done since I went through my third cancer journey and was declared NED. And it's something very close to my heart. And I know that people don't realize, but health and fitness is such a big part of the healing journey for these people. And it was for me too. And when I went through my third round of treatment and after all the surgeries I had, I was told by a doctor, you had a lympectomy in your left leg. Your left leg will always be twice as big as your right leg, and there's nothing we can do about it, and that's for life. And I was told I had to wear those horrible like support
Mm.
stockings for the rest of my life and all of that, and I wouldn't be able to ski again, and I wouldn't be able to do all this stuff. And so I thought to myself, well, I did some research on working out and nutrition and actually found a way to not have to take the medication for lymphedema. And I get around it through regular fitness and my nutrition plan. And it's been very, very effective for me. And I've passed that on to, other patients. And obviously, it's not a medical opinion, but it can be so key in the healing journey for people, not only in the way that you look, but also in the way that you feel. And, in our next podcast, we'll be talking about mental health and mental fitness. But I just feel that that's an important, point to make as well.
Oh, I think it's huge. I mean, there's nothing like being pissed off at work and then going to the gym and pumping some iron, right? It's better than throwing your desk or throwing some clients, shit
Dude,
out the door.
Dude, I'm going through perimenopause, and my husband will tell you that working out and pumping some iron and getting those endorphins flowing is a key part to a healthy marriage,
Yeah.
i.e., me staying on track with my moods, and it definitely lessens the mood swings as well.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, James and Rick. Welcome to our podcast. Rick actually showed up for a meeting here with us and did not know he was going to be on the podcast today. Kind of wheedled him onto it against his will. But Rick, you've been around. You've been around the block. You've been involved in a lot of different businesses. Obviously, you've been an investor in commercial real estate yourself for a long time. We're all interested in your take on nutrition and fitness. What do you do to stay in shape and stay healthy, and what's your sort of point of view on that?
Well, I can't claim to be a poster child for fitness, first of all, but I do pay attention to it. I work out with a personal trainer 3 days a week. Uh, I get in my pickleball time 3 other days a week. So I'm active enough that way. I ride a bike. Uh, but I wanted to make a comment on something that you guys were talking about earlier, and that's on intermittent fasting. I want to share my experience. Uh, so the theory was that you limit the time during the day that you're going to eat anything, and have at least 16 hours between eating events. All right. So I thought, well, okay, if 16 hours is good, maybe 20 is better. So if the idea is to eat in smaller time increments, your body does the rest. Well, what happened? I lost maybe 5 pounds or something like that. And then I stopped. I did this for 6 weeks. And I was religious about sticking to it, eating for during a 4 hour window and not eating the other 20 hours of the day. And basically, what happened is my metabolism slowed down to the point where I didn't lose anything. So my body reacted the other way. What I learned was is that okay, if you're going to do intermittent fasting, you still have to get enough calories. You just get them into a shorter time window, and then your body takes over. But if you starve yourself too much, then you're defeating the purpose. Basically, is what it
Right,
seems to amount to.
and it actually ends up having the adverse effect.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
lose any weight. I'm
yeah,
just hungry.
yeah, which is not good. Which is not good. We should all listen
So,
to Vanessa more. You see, you should have been on a high protein diet and stick to those 6 hours.
well, I was careful about what I ate during those 4 hours that I
Okay.
had allowed myself, um, but I wasn't eating enough. Basically, is what it came down to. I was just restricting myself too far.
And why the choice to go with a personal trainer, and how effective, how does that work, and how effective do you find that? Because I, I was thinking about it and I ended up actually getting an AI fitness trainer. And I have an AI fitness trainer, and it's phenomenal experience for me. It's much better, and um, it will even adapt the amount of time that you're resting between each set when you're lifting weights, according to how many reps you're able to do before exhaustion, I guess, before you can't lift anymore. And I'm finding that absolutely phenomenal. And it's opening up my world to different exercises and a different way of working out that, I've been working out for a long, long time, years and years, but it's opening up new opportunities for me to do things differently and push myself a little bit more without having to keep to a schedule with an actual physical personal trainer. But what's your experience with personal training, Rick?
Well, I've been working with the same personal trainer for 15 years now, 3 days a week, and I'm no longer in the same city as he is. So now we're doing it via Zoom, and I have enough equipment. A lot of it is body weight stuff, and and some equipment. I've got some bands and some adjustable barbell dumbbells, and some things that we can what do they call them, Val slides. so some things that we can do some variety, but I'm not disciplined enough to go to a gym, and I'm not knowledgeable enough to know, okay, the muscle groups and what should I be doing, and how much weight should I be using, and how many reps is that's not my lane. So I'm going to stick with a guy who's got that lane and
Yeah.
let him tell me what I should be doing. So I for me, it's a matter of if I didn't do it this way, I wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah. And, I work out with my daughter as well. I work out with her, and she's really into fitness as well. And when she first started, I said to her, don't ever feel guilty about, just doing a short workout, because a workout is better than no workout at all. And that's really helped her to keep going as well. And it helps me in times where I really don't feel like it, but I do it anyway. And maybe it's a little bit like, not the way it should be, but I think some is better than nothing, right?
Well, in my case, it's a dedicated hour. I have to be there because it's been prearranged and I'm paying for it
Yeah,
anyway. So, that encourages the discipline that you need to have to make it work.
right. Because you have that financial investment
Well,
in it,
that
so and
and
time
and the
invested.
time set aside. So,
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us. First time on the podcast, guys, for Rick. And we appreciate you joining us to give your take on health and fitness for the new year for entrepreneurs. Thanks, guys.
So,
Mhm.
guys, stay tuned. Deal us in the new podcast coming to you. Look us up.